Thank you, MC. Firstly, thank you first for oinam time when wow, go wow. Aloina, aunele para. Thank you, come. Sorry, ani kalau ku kemitan bawa ni. Thank you, come. Okay na, auna kuna pila iwa. Aye family pa man awa. Me powe maiwa. I was only one vehicle with family. I was makande de rai kia wa karakatura tere pa 100 daya rana kabe man. Kulu kom kama ala. Auna committee system auna yeriwa. When I decided to run, I did not want a committee system. It's a corrupt system. It's a system set up by politicians just for their own convenience. And just to win the election and the next election, not to look after us. However, I decided as a leader, I am the only candidate in Abau, and most likely the only candidate in Papua New Guinea that does not have a committee system, because I don't believe in a committee system. Committee system has failed our people. Lema kambai, wapa kambai, mune kambai. Only instead of bringing them together. That's why I decided not to opt for a committee system. Secondly, leaders never follow. Leaders find a new way forward. That's why I don't want to follow the committee system. I have a new system called the family system. Family system, why? Family system is an institution set up by God when he created Adam and Eve. A system that has through history of mankind never failed. It's a God's institution that has never failed us. However, I have decided in this election not to follow the committee system for political convenience, but to follow a family system instituted by God. Our Amazon by the Pavia my Pau Claudi very wrong, Aramokos. Abau Wainama, Abau Pelaava, Abau is in a mess. Abau is in a mess. Auna Paike. Abau is in a mess. Now, Parliament picks an away as an advisor to Prime Ministers and Deputy Prime Ministers and governments. Very big and hard job to do. First of all, you have to learn the politics of Parliament, the rules of Parliament. Secondly, you must master a public service. Very big animal to tackle. As a former head of department, I tell you, it's not an easy task. Member will struggle now. By the time they get this date, election time is over, next election. 5 years wasted, nothing to show for it. Finally, a member of parliament must understand international politics and how the different countries work, and organizations like United Nations, World Bank, FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization, Asian Development Bank. Those are knowledge and inside knowledge and skills you must have to negotiate your way when you want to become a leader of parliament, leader of your people. In our Comcom, it's not an issue of my friends. Finally, let me say this. Member of Parliament, a leader is not a job. If you want to be a leader, it is a calling in life. If you want to be a politician, then you apply for a job. I am not applying for a job. I am a leader, because I'm the only candidate in this that has a different system compared to all the other candidates. Abau is in a mess. You don't have to look anywhere. Just look at the Facebook, look at the newspaper reports. Abau is in a mess. Let's not kid ourselves. Let's accept the truth so we can fix it. If we keep denying that Abau is not right, no good, then we are kidding ourselves. We are lying to ourselves. We are lying to our children, lying to our grandchildren, denying our own future. Abau is in a mess. We must first fix it. Our motto for this campaign, Fix Abau First. Fix Abau First. Then my vision for Abau is Abau Vele gonna pay. We build a new Abau. Abau Vele gonna pay wala. Abau Vele gonna pay pilaya. Abau Vele gonna pay wala aya. Our campaign platform now, I'm launching it on Proverbs chapter 29 verse 18. Proverbs chapter 29 verse 18. Palawunena, where there is no vision, people perish. Where there is no vision, people perish. We want a leader who has a vision and plans to make our lives a better one, lives of our children a better one, give hope to our people. Not one who stands on us and says, you're a small boy. Denies us to rise up. He must, leader must be one who believes, let us believe in ourselves. Yes, I can do anything. With God on my side, all things are possible. That's the kind of leader we want. Vision 2050, oh yeah, where? Mama, PNG Vision 2050. Let me make it very, very clear. I am the architect and the author of PNG Vision 2050. I am the architect and the author of PNG Vision 2050. This computer has about 50 versions of Vision 2050. When Sempuka asked me to join him in 2007, one of the things he wanted me to do was to do Somali Temu government want a long-term plan for Papua New Guinea. This is my response to Sempuka. You got the Department of National Planning, get them to do the job. He said, we've been asking them but they can't do it. So I told him, just check the whole lot of them, why are you keeping them? Anyway, I decided to take up the challenge. So in 2008, we put together a framework for what is now the PNG Vision 2050. I called it the National Strategy 2010-2050. I am the author, architect and the author of PNG Vision 2050. I've briefed all the governors, all the ministers, all private sector in the country and outside the country on the PNG Vision 2050. Because I wrote the PNG Vision 2050. The PNG Vision 2050, when I was putting it together in 2008, is founded on Genesis chapter 1 and 2. I was asking God, government has challenged us to put together this long-term plan for Papua New Guinea. Please give me some wisdom on how I can do it. And I was looking for wisdom in Genesis chapter 1 and 2. About one and a half months ago, I got a call from the office of the President of the Philippines government. They had just elected President Marcos Bongbong Marcos Jr. to the office of the President of the Philippines. They called me on my mobile phone. My wife can testify to that. I picked up the mobile phone and they said, Vele, since you wrote the PNG Vision 2050, can you help Philippines do their Vision 2050? I will not go. My friends never. I am going for campaign and election. So when I come back, I will contact you and we can do the Philippines Vision 2050. I only agreed to help them because they agreed that if whatever happens, they will help Abau district with agriculture, fisheries and forestry projects. So I am already starting helping the PNG government, Philippines government, put together their long-term plan. I don't know what they will call it, but it's a long-term vision for, maybe a 30-year vision for Philippines. They will in return work with me to help Abau with fisheries, forestry and agriculture projects. When Maopa became the Prime Minister in 2018, Maopa bought my ticket. Actually, yawa edido awa pala awa kana Falcon na power go Manila. But as he saw, he formed the government and a lot of other members of parliament not to join him. So ended up Falcon was full. So the office, Prime Minister's office, bought me a airline ticket, commercial airline. The next day I went to the airport Saturday, picked up my ticket and went to Manila to meet PM Maopa. I spent 1 week with Prime Minister Maopa. On Maopa take back PNG agenda. He wanted to use agriculture as a foundation. I made my commitment to Prime Minister in Manila that I would support him. Fix Abau First. On your left is Rainbow Fighter, Minister for Planning, and I don't know, he was Minister of Finance before the elections. My good friend, late Deputy Prime Minister and member for Kulolo, late Sam Basil, Office of the President of Philippines, myself and Prime Minister Maopa in Manila. Fix Abau First. That's the kind of quality leadership I'm bringing to Abau. That's the kind of leadership I'm offering Abau. I'm not applying for a job. I'm putting my hands up to serve. You have a responsibility. We have to vote under the Constitution. It is our right to vote. We also have an obligation, a moral obligation to ourselves, to our children, our boobos, and our future generation. Therefore, we must ask questions to the candidates, all 26 of us. So you should ask questions like this. Candidate number 1, Vele, what is your vision for Abau? What is your vision now about it? Question number 2, what are your plans to make Abau a better place? What is about Rapunavana Maiwa? Mauli Rapunavana Maiwa Abau. Number 3, why should I vote for you? What do you offer that other 25 candidates do not offer? Those are the kind of questions you have an obligation to ask for the sake of your children, your grandchildren, and your future. And that's about when the road, PMB road, we are pushing the PMB. We are pushing and we are saying, no, Abau is a very beautiful place. Abau is a 4-wheel drive 5-door, we are pushing a 5-door too. Abau is a very nice place. Marani, Maura, when they make garden, Arawara Naura, they walk 5 hours to Kapari market to sell because road cannot be used. We sleep on the floor if we are lucky to get a bed. Our schools are bad. Our teachers live in bush material houses. Are we human beings or are we dogs and pigs? That we should accept this kind of rubbish from our leaders. Enough is enough. We should be proud. Not look on ourselves and accept this rubbish as normal. It's not normal. It's inhuman. Indignified. Not respectful. That's not Abau people. That's not Papua New Guinea people. That's for animals. When we did the Vision 2050, one of them was the late Reverend Samson Loa. The other one was Robert Agarobe, the current member of Governor of Central Province. The other one was Alan Baird, the member of current Governor of East Sepik. And the other one, among many, was Michael Malabak, former health. These were I was the boss team leader when we did the Vision 2050. I sent them all off into 89 districts to test the vision in 3 months. We hired helicopters and planes and all the cars all over the country. Their job was to test the vision. This is what our people in the village told us. Number one, in all 89 districts in the rural areas, number one, I got money in the pocket all the time. Not only during election time, you give me 50 kina, 100 kina. When you put up here, that's not their money, that's God's money. God created everything, the gold, silver, and everything on his head. So if they bribe you with 50 kina, take it and say, thank you, God. Don't thank them, because that's not their money. We want money in the pockets, they said, every time. Not only during election times. When we go to the bank or swipe our card, we want money in our family account so we can pay our school fees, we can pay our health bills, and we can pay our PMB fees. Yes. That's what the village people told us. Number two, we want employment and job business opportunities. Finally, our village people in 89 districts told us. In the village, when I walk into my house, I put the switch on, light come on. I go to the sawa, I turn the tap. That's the kind of life our village people want. That's how we designed the Vision 2050, to make our village, get our village people to live like that. So what is the solution for Abau? Solution for Abau is not a politician. Solution for Abau is leadership. Politicians are there just for the next election. They will come and con you. They will come and form committees and steal from you. They will come and make you fight among one another, and they will make you beggars. They will make you a beggar in your own land. That's what politicians do. Leaders, whether you vote for me or do not vote for me, whether you like me or do not like me, whether you love me or you hate for me, they will look after you. That's leadership. That's why leadership is not a job, it's a calling. Politician, yes, it's a job, only for 5 years. And if they are lucky, they may stay for another 5, 15, 20 or so. So if you want to vote for a politician, don't vote for me. If you want to vote for a politician, don't vote for me. Vote for somebody else. There are 26 of us. If you want to vote for a leader, then I'm putting my hands up to save the people of Abau. I offer strong, high-quality leadership with local and international connections to build the Abau Valley after we fix Abau. I have served 5 prime ministers, the late Sir Michael Somare, the late Sir Mekere Morata, Sir Julius Chen, Sir Robin Amaliu, and Peter O'Neill. I have served and worked with these prime ministers. I also served 3 deputy prime ministers, Sir Puka Tembo, Don Polio, and Belden Nama. I also worked with 2 opposition leaders, the late Sir Mekere and Belden, while they were in opposition. I have done my apprentice as a politician, as a leader in Parliament. I have seen how these so-called leaders and politicians operate. I am ready to serve the people of Abau. Omewa, our development party, our development party. I wrote the constitution of our development. What is now our development party? It is in this computer. I also wrote the policies for our development party. It is in this computer. I registered the party using my own funds, my family funds. My brother, who was the public officer for 1 month, we advertised them. My wife went to the bank and paid the fees. We used our own money because I told them at the time, I believed that Sir Puka was the right man to be the Prime Minister. After we did all that, he rang me up one night. I was sitting on the veranda with my Sinabara. Vele, I found some very God-fearing and Christian people from Southern Islands and Jiwaka. I told him, you can take your party and go, thank you, I'm leaving. I wish them all the best with the elections. What is my vision for A New Abau? Abau what is my vision now? My vision is Abau is a healthy, rich, happy, rich and peaceful district. This is a picture of Dubai and picture of Port Moresby. When I met with Forrest Pakov, Forrest was he wants Port Moresby to be the next Dubai of the Pacific. Port Moresby is much more beautiful than Dubai. Why you want to compare in a dry city like Dubai? We can make Abau a better place than Dubai and Port Moresby. We have the resources, we have the people, and we have God with us. All things are possible. Just think big and believe in yourselves. Don't think small about yourselves. We need to change the leadership so that you can start believing in yourself. For once, not looking down on yourself. You look at all these young members of parliament in Highlands and Mombasa and New Guinea Islands. 1 term, 2 term, and their decisions are doing much better. And they're far away from Port Moresby, the capital of Papua New Guinea. Come on! Abau people, wake up! Ya Paripa! Why are we accepting all this rubbish as normal? No! Change! We have a big God. Let's not believe in small people who tell us you're not fit. Because God says he can do anything. Just like Moses, he did to Moses, he will do to all of us. He creates miracles every day for us to build a new Abau. That's my roadmap for Abau moving forward. I have it on one page, so everybody can see how you will hold me accountable. The mission is to get all of us working together, not fighting each other. All of us working together to build our own Abau for our children, for our bobos, and for the future generation of Abau. I will focus on 5 areas: agriculture, fisheries, forestry, education and health in the first 5 years. I've already started a loaded program. I wrote the proposal for a Fix Abau hospital in 2010. It is still not fixed. I will fix it. It is still not fixed. I wrote the proposal. I got 3 million of tax credit fund from oil sets. I came down with oil sets people to look at the hospitals here. Still not finished. Why? Why? It's all container material. Sick people are sitting on the side. Not good enough. That's the kind of Abau I'm looking for. I'm planning to build community halls for our friends, our relatives from Amazon Bay and Cloudy Bay and Kopiano, so when they come, at least they have a decent place to stay. Just like they do in Alotau, Million Bay. Decent place to stay where they have shower, toilet, and a bed to sleep. Treat them like human beings with dignity and respect. Not like animals and ignore them. After you get their vote and buy cheaply for 10 kina or 50 kina. I plan to build markets for Port Moresby for our fisheries and agriculture. And I'm already looking for markets in fisheries and agriculture overseas. And Kopiano settlement, not Kopiano town, Kopiano settlement. Kopiano settlement is no power, no water, no sanitation. Morata is much better. Morata settlement is much better than Kopiano town or settlement. 6 Mile in Port Moresby is much better than. We have to start fixing that Kopiano town so that it becomes a modern town that we will be proud of. To kickstart the economy, my plans are to build trading posts that will provide the economic base and the economic hub for development, for investment and development. For Amazon Bay, Margaritas. For Cloudy Bay, Newtown. For Arawa Coast, my plans are to put it at Maopa, because Kupiana town will be the modern town for us. That's the new Abau. Abau Vele vision the moment now. I have a definite vision and I have concrete plans on how to achieve it. If I can't do it over 5 years, then we'll have to put a team together to build it over 10, 20 years. With or without me. That legacy, those plans must continue. This is quickly the role of one of the biggest critics I got as a secretary. They said, "Oh, secretary, what did you do for Abau?" Let me explain the role of a member of parliament and the head of department. Role of the member of parliament is to consult the village people and through the NLGs and do the 5-year district plan. After that, they conduct another district DDA meeting and they prioritize the projects. After they agree on the priority projects, it is the job of our district office in Kopiano to write proposals for the national government. The member's role is to go and lobby with politicians and lobby with other departments for his Abau projects in agriculture, fisheries, forestry, education, whatever. When I was secretary, as a secretary, it comes to the department. In the case of agriculture, we look at it. If it's okay, we go to the Department of National Planning and Monitoring. We ask them, planning, is this in line with the development priorities? If they say yes, we then take that proposal to the Department of Finance and Treasury. Do we have money to fund this? If they say yes, then they tell us, you go back and DAL, Department of Agriculture, you write a project proposal for funding in the national budget. That's the job of the head of department. My job, the member's job, is to make sure that the 5-year development plan is implemented. The department's job is to make sure that if it's in agriculture, we resource Abau district so that all the agriculture projects are funded and resourced properly. Let me, for the record, while I was secretary from 2011 to 2017, I never got any project proposals from Abau district. 0 ballots. No agriculture proposals from Abau district. Abau no. I'm a son of Abau. Say Puka knows how I work. If you had given me the proposal, or more of us had to sense fit go back. Asa Zumba, sense fit. No wasting time. But I never got any proposals. My department never received any proposals from Abau. Over the last few years, maybe 10 years, our budget has been 10 million DSIP and 10 million government grants, roughly 20 million a year. In one term, there's 100 million kina. A member has at his disposal. 10 million kina is couple fish nut, tek blood dog, it's small money. We should do much bigger than that. I think the Abau economy is worth between 500 million to 1 billion kina every year. That's the target we should set ourselves. Not the 10 million DSIP and 10 million government grants. We should start to think big. Beyond the government, that's where people come in, that's where private sector comes in, to work with all of us to build our economy. My village people are very good at carrying members of parliament. Here we are carrying a member of parliament and we are seeing it very happy, hallelujah, hallelujah. Well, the roads are no good. While we have no fish market in Fort Mossy. While our women, our mothers are going to Koki market and they are chasing them away. And we are carrying the member and we say, good. We are worshipping the member. We are worshipping the member. One of the problems with politicians in this country is they think they are God. We only have one God. That God is in heaven. Oh, how many gods do we have in Abau? How many gods are we worshipping in Abau? We only have one God. That God is in heaven. Leaders are supposed to serve, not to be worshipped. I will question you have a constitutional duty to vote. You have a moral obligation to yourself, your children, your boo-boos, and the future generation. Question number one. Question number two. What are your plans to make Abau a better place? Question number three. Why should I vote for you? What do you offer that the other 25 candidates are not offering? I'll tell you the story about the African marathon, secret of African marathon success. You know why the Africans are very successful in marathon? Because when the countries, Ethiopia, Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, when they pick their champion marathon runners and go to America, or go to Europe, or go to Australia to run race, they have a team meeting. This is Africans told me this story. They have a team meeting. They have a team meeting around themselves, and they decide that one of them will win. But they are not running for Uganda. They are not running for Kenya. They are running for Africa. I am running for Abau. I'm not running for Vele village. I'm not running for Arama Coast. I am running for Abau. I don't know what the other 25 candidates are running for. I am not racing with them. Because I am not looking for a job. I am offering my services to serve. Pure vote, you know. Last year, so Avishiti wane Elena Vele Arita and pay vote. Yeah, my response was, vote number one, why no puno? Our vote sadly, it was not to be. He passed away. Our late Reverend Alupet, he also passed away. So I have 2 votes in heaven today. This year in the 2022 elections, I got 2 votes already cast. My father and my brother in heaven. This year we are all going to go to the polls. 5 seconds in the polling book will decide what kind of 5 years we will have in Abau. You will have and I will have. Pure picking on them. 5 seconds in the polling booth will decide what kind of 5 years you are going to have in Abau next 5 years. We should not blame anybody else if there is no change. We should not blame anybody else if there is no change. A polling booth, it will be an individual, so it's like my brother said, Ila. It is a free choice that you have to make. Each of us will make that choice. If we unite and vote for change, we will make a huge difference. If we unite and vote for change, we will change Abau for the better. But my appeal and my request, vote for a leader, not a politician. With all that, thank you for attending. God bless you all. God bless Abau and God bless Papua New Guinea.